You're now tuned in to radiodr.co.za.
Hey, it's about that time. It's party time from the Culture Swine on radiodr.co.za. Hi, it's party time from the Cultured Swine, and I'm here with the dragon, the captain, and today's topic is platonic relationships. We're sitting with our guest, Lungelo Manzi.
Yes.
And
Sorry, guys, I don't sound like myself today.
And we'll be
Nigga
talking
smoking in
about
my
his
goddamn
EPs.
face.
Excuse me. We'll be talking about his EP. Ooh, yeah, what are you guys?
That's the best one.
And we're going to be talking to him about his EP, his My Connect journey, and upcoming project. Okwamanje sisakhanda isiphuzo. The dragon and the captain. Isiphuzo namhlanje.
Drink of the day is sponsored you by sponsored you is sponsored by Castle Lights. Shout out to Castle Lights.
I have a
question.
Guys, what happens if you get a guest that doesn't drink? Does that person, do you guys drink water that day?
No, he's just
drink.
he or
They
she
keep
is
quiet.
just not involved in the drinking.
Oh, okay, cool.
What? That's a fib. First of all our guests have to drink.
And it's so much peer pressure.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that you chose a shittier lifestyle. We don't care
Shitty
about
lifestyle.
that.
Kuqala la
You're
uthi
promoting
sikhetha
alcoholism.
Yeah.
Bro, you're promoting
we talk about this
alcoholism.
after the show. This is the cultured swine.
Let's be cultured.
Boo, 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 boo.
We don't take fucking goddamn anybody.
Wait,
We this is a privilege to be here.
listen.
Sir.
So, for those of you who don't know Lungelo Manzi, sir, can you please reintroduce yourself?
You.
Whom's are you?
What do
What
you
are
do?
the tagazals for water?
I am hydrogen. And,
H2O.
Up in this
I'm kidding.
bitch.
In the famous words of my favorite idol, Ngoba sekusele kancane.
Ngo, 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 ngo.
I'm so lost.
I'm also lost.
Hey, we're together in this bitch.
Ulungelo
family
Manzi
thing.
is an artist, bruh.
Tis.
I am a musician, so I sing some, I rap some, I also make the beats. And it's a journey that I take people through with the music. How I put it is I make songs for three kinds of people. The first kind of person is concerned with the wellness of themselves internally. That's positive and negative. So
Yeah.
whether you're taking care of yourself or not. The second is concerned with their environment, the things around them, where they are, where they find themselves at. And then the third person is concerned with what's beyond this environment. So whether you believe in the afterlife or not, or ancestors or nothing, I write for those three kinds of people. And then as I grow, Mina, going through my phases in life, I identify with them at different points. So some days I'm believing, some days I don't. Some days I'm about this life, some days I'm not. But that's the journey. And then hopefully, my whole discography, once I'm dead, will show you my life.
And sometimes just slandering politics. I like that.
Yeah, no, I'm really
The
going
system.
in.
You're
I
about
go
the
in on the
system.
system. I do not give
What
up.
was that thing that we were doing back in the day? Around grade 10, grade
DYC, yeah,
DYC.
Durban Youth Council.
What about that? Why were you
That's
involved
where
in it?
that's why I met Mzamo.
This
Oh,
I think urban
okay,
music
okay.
is on everybody.
He snitched.
Yeah. I snitch on.
Everybody.
No,
He's
what
a
are you
good
talking
boy.
about? Whoa, what are you
Snitching.
talking about? I feel like you
Sitting on my ass like crazy.
Snitching on my
Snitching on
ass.
my ass like, whoa.
Yeah.
yeah. So for people who aren't familiar with that, youth council is like an event, not an event. It's a council. It acts like it's the proper council of a city, but it's all these high schools. Very elitist, I might add, looking back, but
Very
you know what I mean.
elitist.
But all the major, I guess, Model C high schools came together with representatives from grade 10 or 11, depending on whether you're in the program or being groomed to it. And then you spend the year every Wednesday you're supposed to be planning like how to build your city from a youth perspective. It ended up just being like a live multi-mix chat.
Yeah, wasn't it like a fashion show also?
See, that becomes the most memorable thing, like a fashion show.
That's the only thing I remember is the DYC fashion shows.
They fit schools. They did like a lot of community building stuff.
I've never heard of you guys.
I guess
this is why most high school kids can't vote and are not allowed to vote. This is why.
Yeah, I guess also like they didn't push it. We didn't have those large social medias back then to like push it.
Back then it was still like BBM
and Mixit.
Mixit was dying. They were trying to.
They were trying to, and Facebook, I think.
We'll see.
Away. So
she's playing my song. Chick BBM.
Oh my God.
Her status is she's playing my song. Playing my song.
Okay.
All right, guys.
What a memory.
So Lungelo, can you tell us a bit about Black Dog?
Black Dog, okay. So firstly, that's the name of my projects that I've released. I've released 2 pieces.
Can you repeat that?
Black Dog. Inji Mnyama.
Yes.
What it means is...
Sporty.
Get in line.
You're
live.
Sporty.
Urex.
Uroki.
Who playing?
Why does everyone know a Black Dog name, nigga? What the fuck is going on here?
It's crazy. We didn't discuss it. It was just like, Rex.
Yeah, Urex.
All right. Look at it.
Rex. Sporty.
All right, relax, guys. Relax. Yes,
what's going on here?
But like back to that,
Yeah.
Black Dog, I took the name from, it's a term that's used like mostly in psychology, but just in general conversation to represent melancholy or depression.
Oh, shit.
That's so. It usually comes from the phrase "you keeping the black dog at bay." That means you're keeping like the monkey off your back when you talk about drugs. But with keeping
first
the
of all, these are some racial slurs.
Yeah, this is very new to me. I didn't know this.
Keep the black dog at bay.
Yeah, it's very
keep
European.
The monkey off your back.
Yeah.
God damn it.
No, you're right. It comes from like European type of basing.
What is this?
Away.
So I used the term to speak about what was most relevant to my life at that time. So what was happening at the time was so I dropped it in 2016. 3 years prior to that, I was in a psych ward for depression. And it was in Cape Town. I was in my second year of varsity. And it was a fucking crazy time. A lot of shit happened, you know. It was just a lot of it nonsensical, but it was mattering to what, you know, was happening in my life. So I made that tape to make sense of that time because I wanted to be a musician, which I ended up doing because I'm still doing that shit. But the first tape, now there's 2, Black Dog 1 and Black Dog 2. Black Dog, the first one, the Black Dog EP, talks about my journey making sense of what was happening at that time. So when you listen to it, yes, there's music, but you will hear like these long-ass voice notes of my actual
I've
friends.
Heard that.
I've
heard that.
So my actual friends are telling you their perspectives of where they were and how they felt from my experience. And I asked them for this information, letting them know that, hey, I'm going to put you on a tape. It wasn't like I was scamming them and I was like, I'm going to put you on a tape.
Just claim my life. I'm putting you on the tape.
All of them except for one. There's one that people keep asking me, like in one of the tracks you hear a girl just whiling. She's whiling about how dude screws her over. In that situation, you think it's me, but it's actually a good friend of mine, Noma Kuku, who's a vocalist.
I was about to say,
Yeah. So I asked her, because she's also an actress, to speak on that, you know what I mean, that experience, because the whole tape is supposed to challenge this idea of like being a black man, 20-something, what are you doing, what are you about? And the most relevant thing was this whole thing of like, you know, pregnancy scares and failed relationships. We're still trying to find ourselves. So there's a metaphor for that in the song called Black Dog, the first tape. But yeah, just to sum it up, the tape is just about mental health, introducing that conversation in the context of a young black guy.
So now I see that, especially on iTunes, is that Utembi Sile and Illness are the 2 most downloaded ones. Can you tell me,
that is very
specifically true. With those 2, your journey to creating them, the lyrics, and like just let's just indulge in those two
That process,
songs.
okay.
Yeah.
We got time, right? I don't have to. Because usually when I tell these stories, it takes a while.
Let it go. Let it
Maybe
go.
summarize it.
Yeah.
We got time, but
go.
summarize it.
So let's start with Tembisile. Okay, first thing I must put out there is that when I write my songs, I'm like a lyrical like hoarder. So like on my notepad, you will just see like lyrics on lyrics on lyrics. And when I make a song, since I make the beats, it's like a collage. It ends up being a collage of stuff. So you're listening to Tembisile. It has the first verse, the second verse, a third verse, and a chorus. Meanwhile, those two verses are from another song that didn't end up coming to life.
Yeah.
But at that moment when I was creating the song, it fit the message that I was putting together. So it comes at different points. With Tembisile, what was happening was a lot of things. Firstly, 2016 had happened, which was a fucking crazy year for everyone, just generally, you know. Fees Must Fall was hectic. I just got back to Durban after staying like for 4 years in Cape Town, on and off, coming back here in the holidays. And I was back in the city, and the reason why I left, like musically, like Durban was like under a rock. It felt like it was under a rock, you know. It was very much like, I don't even think trap was out there. And I don't know what people were making when you were doing hip hop, but it was just, there was no room to be the type of artist I am now.
Yeah.
Back then. I'm talking like 2012 vibes. So by the time I got back in 2016, a lot had changed in Durban. You know, there was some kind of growth and openness to the sound.
Was their culture?
Culture-wise, you know what I mean? Yes, there's a lot. I'm speaking relative to where it was.
To that time, yeah. Back then, was the culture
and I
open
guess,
towards you?
Yeah, and I'd say most of that it comes from, you know, social media was popping off, you know.
But it's
the
better
16-year-olds, they were mixing, but now entering Twitter, we were out there, you know. So what had happened was I got back to Durban, and I didn't know anybody, like, in terms of making a career. But my goal was I need to build roots here. I don't want to be the artist that goes to Jozi and says, I'm from Durban. And Wonkumute Tegwin is like, Wena, who are you? We don't know you. How are you claiming us? And if you look, no one who's blown up as a Durbanite blew up without first getting Durban's cosign.
Very
know,
true.
Durban had to say, yo, okay, cool, we see you.
We get you.
Know, case in point, Big Nas, case in point, Nasty C, you know. They got that movement and they left. Everyone else who's tried to do it the opposite way ends up being mised, and then you just stay in Jozi. So I didn't want that to happen. So I'm in Durban 2016. I'm unemployed. I'm out here. Didn't finish my degree. I'm basically fucked. All I have is my matric certificates and these beats. You know.
But the beats are hard though.
I've been sampling, you know, hella political stuff. Mike was talking about like how like I'm out here, you know, just laundering politics.
Fuck the system.
You know what I mean? I'm
fuck
mad.
the
Fuck the system. I come
Yeah.
from a space where we're chilling in Cape Town. I'm dealing with international racists, you know, like elite racism.
Yeah.
You know, I'm dealing with a city like Cape Town where it's so obvious that like the poor people are here, the rich people are here, and the rich is really rich and the poor is really poor. But it's fucking trippy because you take a taxi and it feels like, am I in a Monopoly game? What is happening? Everything.
I much prefer the racism to my face versus the racism in Durban.
Subtle racism.
But would you want racism from a Zimbabwean just because you're coming into Camps Bay and
First of
they
all,
think you're not gonna pay? Like outright, bro.
Racism is not. I think we need to differentiate the things, no?
Yeah, there's definitely levels to
classism,
it.
there's racism, and there's self. I don't want to call it self-hate because that's an overused term, and it's misused. You know,
It's prejudice more than anything, you know?
it is prejudice, but like we as a people have it within ourselves. Forget everything that you learned. Think about your trip to your grandma's house, where you meet your uncle that has his kids at his grand's place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's fucking calling me right now.
Okay, but like,
Oh, wait.
Why do you ask that
the
question?
dragon is
Yeah,
wild.
can you
The dragon is
continue?
wild.
Let me finish my
Yes,
point.
yes, Captain,
Yeah.
Captain.
So,
Oh, dragon.
the captain.
Yeah, the captain was saying, so like, okay, what Tumzam was saying, there's like difference between racism and classism. In Cape Town, where you go to your Camas Bay and you find that Nigerian guy there saying, who is this guy? He's not going to pay for this thing. Is that more of like a racist thing or a classism thing?
The thing is, you know, also with racism, we could get deep into it. There's different types, you know, that overt, it's in your face, like you were saying. That
Yeah.
That subtle racism that's like low-key.
There's
like
a
figure
Durban
it out.
But
racism.
wait,
Durban
that
racism
classism
the
was in
best.
your face. On some, why are you here?
The thing is, classism is only a result of your environment. You know what I mean? Like it informs how you react more than anything.
No,
if you put a bougie person in a poor space, it comes out. You know what I mean? If you put a bougie person in their safe space, they don't really show it that much because everyone really reflects that already. You know, with that, it's like you go to a restaurant in Camps Bay, and their culture, because they're working there, they taking 3 taxis to get there. And the owner has programmed them to on some, okay, cool, don't serve these guys, they don't pay. You know what I mean? They're just enforcing a system that's already in place, which is the racism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's that. Okay. So that's the second. Okay, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a second degree.
That's not the topic. I just want to talk about...
Well, let me finish the story. Let me just tell you about Tembisile, you know.
No, but that's not where I'm going.
Okay, cool,
that's the thing. Don't jump.
Okay,
Don't jump the gun.
That was the question.
So basically, I want to ask you now about your My Connect journey.
Yeah.
Just like run me through that because I know you came second place.
Yeah. Running out for the MCs.
Yes. So like, tell me about that journey. And to the point where they're announcing second place till the end of my day.
And I wasn't even there for that, bro. Like it was crazy.
I remember. Yeah.
So, okay, My Connect. Just for those people that are listening that don't know, My Connect is a program that's here in Durban. It grooms artists who want to break into the mainstream game specifically, and it's a program for you to showcase how dope you are and just to guide you along the way to the point where the guys who end up being there at the top or in the final batch of people will get afforded, the opportunity to further themselves with their own power to positions of breaking into the industry, at least here locally at Teguin,
Yeah.
So it started off at the Pat Center. There were like auditions, had like roll calls for MCs, rappers, rap crews, bands,
MCs,
DJs,
everybody.
There was at least like 250 people that day.
250
It
people.
was a long
I
ass
was
queue.
there.
Started at like people came from like 8. There was a line up until 5. From then until 5, people that left because they didn't want to wait that long.
I literally was there till like I think 8.
Yeah, it went for
and
long.
there was still
Nigga, you were working.
No, I was there. I'm not saying I was participating.
You were there
Yes,
working.
working, but I'm not saying I was there participating as white. As a
You're gonna leave late because you there working, nigga. I don't understand.
No, I'm not saying like it's not. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying people like there were a lot of artists and DJs and musicians, like anyone with the talent that was there trying to like claim their spot.
Okay, but like shout out to
8
My
PM.
Connect. They had that
Yeah.
reach to get so many fucking artists.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and
been
that doesn't
going-
happen often in Durban.
Yeah, it's been going since like ironically 2016 when I'd gotten back. That was like the first one. I came in back in like August, so it had just finished.
It had just finished.
Yeah, so what's funny about it, that story links up to how I met Tembisile because one of the artists who was in the finalists in the first one, Rifi Sings. I met her on the day of recording Tembisile, but she had just done the My Connection days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shout out to Represent. She goes hard,
Yeah.
bro.
Fucking hard.
Goes hard.
Rifi
Riffy
Sings.
sings.
Yeah, Rifi Sings.
Oh, and guys, introduce me, put me on.
You were still a loser. And you
Put me on.
Yeah,
Put
yeah.
me
Puma didn't
on.
want to work for Deeply Rooted back then. Just putting on the spot.
So, okay, that was the first day. 250 guys coming through. You're auditioning. There's judges for vocalists, judges for rappers, so and so. So then they shortlist, candidates who they feel have some sort of foundation in themselves.
Oh, potential.
You know what I mean? Just to show good,
You're
you've
here.
got something.
You're here.
Then the first round kicked off. It was separated into your categories. So on certain nights you'd be dealing with the vocalists, certain nights would be the rappers. And basically it would be weekly challenges for you. And you'd be eliminated until they were the final
Wait,
batch.
what were you identified as? A singer or rapper or both?
Crazy story because I do all of it, eh?
Yeah,
that's
what
I'm also
that's
trying to figure
getting
out
to me
who
right now.
are you, the
Yeah.
rapper or the singer?
So I'm a very calculated guy when it comes to my craft.
You're
I
very
take
much into your mind.
Yeah, I live in my head. There's apartments. There's like real estate. I'm
There's
really
stages,
there.
yeah.
So I go there and I'm like, I'm gonna be a vocalist because I can just kill the game. I got my guitar. I'm gonna just come through.
You play the
My
guitar. Oh yeah, no, he
guy.
does. He
Loki,
does. He
Loki,
does.
Loki.
My guy.
So I'm like, I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be me. I go there. who's judging? Zoe, who's a badass, crazy ass jazz vocalist, and Sky Wonder, who does what I do but even better. She's a rapper and a vocalist. Seasoned. She also was in the first My Connect.
Look at you being humble.
You know what I mean? But now they're judging. So I get there, I'm doing my thing. You know.
What song did you perform?
When I'm on guitar, I mostly just improv because it's like it's easier. Because I knew that I was auditioning, so they just need to see the skill, and I'll take the songs as they come.
As they come,
You know
because
what I
that's
mean?
like your final lens.
Yeah,
That's when
so
you
at this
need
point
to
it's
pull
just-
out the big guns.
Yeah, I like showing that extra bit of capability as my edge. So I
Yeah,
think that's what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
doing. You know. Meanwhile, Sky Wonder flips the script on me when I'm done with my audition. He's like, okay, cool. You know, the problem is here, if we let you through, it's going to be evident that according to our criteria, you're going to be a rapper who can sing.
Oh,
You know,
okay,
versus,
yeah.
you know, a singer and a vocalist.
And a vocalist,
You know what I mean?
more than anything.
You know what I mean? So she didn't continue with the audition. She stopped halfway. She's like, go audition with the rappers because it's better for you to rather flex as a rapper who can sing.
Yeah,
As your tangible thing, you know? Which, shout out to her, really helped me because that's what got me to this point, you know what I mean?
I feel like it's that judgmentalness. Guguti, like when somebody classifies you as something,
Yeah.
when you're not doing what you mainly do. You
I
know?
would like, I identify with that, Captain Bra. Like, it frustrates me as a rapper slash singer.
Slash singer,
There
slash
is no
vocalist.
there is no acceptance for sing rapping, if that's what they want to call it. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Because on one hand, I'm listening to these records and I'm like, this nigga is auto-tuning bars out. So he's
I hate auto-tune.
You know what I
I
mean?
hate it.
But they're gonna call him a rapper, you know what I mean? They're not gonna call him a sing
singer,
rapper
yeah.
or singer.
He's a rapper,
You know what I mean?
straight.
On the other hand, you have these guys with the auto-tune, same thing, but they're just singing, quote unquote.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And they'll be classified as a singer, and I'm like, not really
It's
singing.
not,
I know
it's
some
not
singers
that
out
deep.
there.
I know some
You know what I mean?
fire-ass people.
Yeah, so that's an ongoing thing. You know, that stems from you, the level of the artist, all the way up to like the radio stations. Because I guess it's a new thing, you know.
I feel like people tend to like move on when they classify you. So in your situation, it's either your Drake or your Tory Lanez.
You see what I'm saying?
I know if you know. Okay, to me, that's how I classify.
Even
it.
with that,
if
which
you're Drake,
you know
if
what I
you're
mean?
Drake, you're
Jamaican Drake, or
there's Jamaican Drake, there's
Yeah.
whatever, but there's like Drake, and like Drake is rapping and singing.
Yeah.
Tory
So-
Lanez can rap, but it's either he's rapping or he's singing. You
Yeah.
know.
So
there's
what
that thing.
I want to know is that, like, I mean, knowing you personally, you're surrounded by like all these great creatives. I mean, you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Teabag, you have
Yeah.
Celestial,
Yeah.
you know. So how going through that My Connect, especially,
Yeah.
how were you able to like dumb down, I guess, because I mean
Play
you
the
did your
game.
great.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
were you able to play the game, and like
Yeah.
how were you able to
Wait,
to-
before he answers, I'd like to say shout out to him for shouting out the people that were in his life. Because you get certain songs where you'd be like, shout out back, shout out that person. In the middle of a song, and it creates that vibe. Yoguti, these are the people that got him through that level. And he
Yeah.
appreciates it so
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like from that, like, how do you get in that situation?
So I won't lie, dude. Like, because I take my craft so seriously, I'm very aware of what I want, what I don't want, who I associate with. You know, I'm very intentional about those things. So I shot the whole journey of My Connect. Like, it's gonna drop soon. That's just low key.
Yeah.
with
No, there was like a docu. Like, I have all the footage of my journey from My Connect until the end. The start
oh
till the end.
gosh, that's amazing. That's
so
amazing.
I'm gonna release that soon, very much soon. But
I'm keen.
the first day when I was at Patents, I was sitting with Celestial, and the guy videography, and I'm telling him, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. They say they want 2 rappers. You're the only other guy that I'm giving that other spot to. The rest of these guys,
They don't deserve it.
And that's what
They
I'm
not
thinking.
hungry.
I'm not gonna lie. That's what, like, I'm one person who, even if you're my friend, dog, I will not support your shit
If you're
it sucks.
trash,
Yeah.
I will not support your shit
if it's
it
trash.
sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm also very happy to like find 2 people that their music, dog, even just a slight voice note, I'm like, yo, I
Yeah,
wanna play
yeah.
this in
I
the
wanna
car,
go
I wanna
hard.
play this at
Away.
work, I wanna play this everywhere, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
because genuinely your music, both your music, just it's amazing, and then to have Teabag like also being the person or Nenzela sometimes.
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah,
like I'm
yeah.
I'm fanning like these. I'm a big fan. I'm the fan.
You understand, Uguti? You've built your life around amazing talent. And that's all it is. Having Lungelo here right now, that is amazing talent. That's Durban talent I would push with like my life's sake.
Yeah, like
guys,
if he has to drop a link,
shit.
you know those people that send you links and they like listen to you ignore it, but if it's Lungelo, you're like,
it's not even about that. For me, it's that thing you're good to, if you don't find Lungelo dope, then we shouldn't be friends.
Yeah, no, honestly.
Because like I think it comes down to the fact of the value of your network, because at the end of the day, I've learned the hard way because my time in Cape Town taught me a lot of things. By the time I got here, it was really about creating those relationships that you can rely on, because you don't make it by yourself. You make it with the person who's DJing, the person who's your peer, the person who's in the background behind the scenes, taking a video of you to send you so that you can post about yourself.
Yeah.
Those things play a role. And people underestimate that journey. They want to just be the guy they see in the interview. And they're like, yeah, okay, Tory Lanez is not really talking in the interview. I'm not going to talk in my interviews. Things like that. Random ways to present yourself. Because you're a brand at the end of the day.
You are. You
and
need to
especially
sell
if
yourself.
you're doing it independent, bro, it's fucking hard.
It's really hard.
So you've got to wear like 7 hats at the same time. And you're switching hats, like juggling all the time,
But like more than anything, if I have never dropped bars like the Dragon does, and the Dragon is on some time out right now, but we'll find him back later. But more than anything, the way he says it, like, how people be like location.
Yeah.
Networking for you is a must. As an artist, as an individual, even as a business person, networking is important. And you got to really do that, get out there and understand people. And that's when you'll be fine.
So, Black Dog 2.
Yes, sir.
Inje mnyama.
Lungelo Manzi.
Kotoi Patsu.
Sounds like a pirate's
Sport in a second.
Like a returns.
Guys, what's your favorite track from there, The Captain?
I've actually got 4.
It's crazy.
I've got 4. These are my.
You just said one.
I listened to.
Dude, I said one. He names 4.
Wait, what's your favorite?
Okay. I like the hoodie song, The Sadist, and Sinzeni.
The Sadist remix caught me off guard. I wasn't ready for that. I was like, I've heard this before. Oh, it's a remix. I was like, okay.
The Sadist.
Shout
Guys,
out
what's
to
your
Peanut,
favorite? What's your favorite?
My favorite is Gonagele, Senzeni. Inzima is my shit.
Yeah. People really like Nzima. We need to shoot with Loki. Shout out to Loki.
Inzima goes hard. And then the hoodie song. But I feel like
they cheated us on the hoodie song.
They cheated us. But like,
they cheated us.
It's 55 seconds.
Beats.
Yeah.
Do you use different beats when you're performing it?
I do.
You
do.
do.
Isn't it the
You
Sadist
do.
song, the Sadist beat on the hoodie song for
Yes.
when you're doing it live?
Yes.
I was like,
So
It's a true fact.
So live performance does come with that. You remix what you can for the live show. But what I've done is, yes, you will get the version that you're asking for on that jam. So the version I do live is what I'm doing now. But I want to drop it with the video. So that's going to come soon. Yeah, it'll be proper. I'm just trying to figure out, what I'm calling it is going to be the Say This, going to be the hoodie song, but we'll see.
So today's topic, platonic relationships.
all right, cool.
Guys, what do you feel about platonic relationships?
What does platonic mean, one?
Platonic, oh yeah, actually, I'm so sorry. I had the definition. Platonic basically means a friendship or a relationship that isn't sexual. So you're just purely friends.
Oh, yeah, I fucks with that.
Yeah.
I believe in platonic cuddles.
I feel like
Yeah, nap dates.
That's what I'm not talking about cuddles as in like how we use it now, Loki,
like
for sex.
cuddles like
No, like
no.
nap dates with your actual
Like,
friends.
yeah,
Like
like-
you guys get like so tired. You guys
You know what I mean?
just
Like
sleep.
with this
No.
couch would be chilling and
Well, that's a
cuddles.
platonic friend.
am I a millennial for saying like if we're napping then
We're fucking.
yeah, like
yeah,
is that a millennial
that's part
thing?
of it. That's your millennial thing. But I'm just saying.
I feel like okay, being platonic is being platonic, but platonic relationship is now what we call situationships. You get me?
Oh wait,
I don't feel that.
Nah, that's not what the definition of
Nah.
That's what I
That's
feel
not
like
what
it is.
platonic is.
You can't
Platonic
have
is
a
I
sexual,
feel like
purely.
you can't have a
yeah.
sexual
It's
relationship
purely
with someone
there's
that's casual.
no like
Yeah.
you don't even have attraction.
Like she
towards
can
that
walk
person.
around you naked
and you
you're
won't
like,
feel
fine.
anything. Like you just
That's
genuinely
platonic.
you're
Yeah.
just friends, purely just friends. And coming out of this thing of gender-based violence and all, do you think that like platonic relationships are endangered right now?
Me personally, I.
What do you think? Do you think that they have?
Do you think that they're endangered right now, platonic relationships?
Have
Since
they
not
since
endangered.
they're saying that the person who's not the person,
Let me tell you.
is most likely to be raped by someone that you've known, who knows you well over just a stranger. So, do you think that platonic relationships?
Here's a realistic platonic relationship.
Yeah.
You're cool, guy to a girl. You're cool. I'd smash, but I respect our relationship enough for me not to smash because I understand the complications of us smashing. That's a platonic relationship.
And I feel like with platonicness, we were not having a nap date. Like it shouldn't get to that situation where we're together cuddling.
So you guys friends. Tiptoeing around each other? Is that what you're saying?
No, yeah, I think that it's a thing of like we can have a platonic relationship. Platonic doesn't mean that we're brainwashing ourselves. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that I'm going to like ignore the fact that you're a woman, for example, if I'm heterosexual.
Yes,
I'm not ignoring that fact. It's making a decision every time that this is my friend. And I'm keeping them that way.
I'm keeping it that way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even
Even if I'm feeling you and you're not feeling me, but like let me not fuck it up.
Yeah,
like,
what I'm saying is
if
I
it's a
enjoy the
relationship
friendship
first.
Yeah.
It's a friendship first.
Put the friendship first.
Even though like over and above the sexual tension that might be there, which like starts taking it away from the platonic point.
Address it,
but
bro. That's how you get
you
past
address
it.
Yeah.
You
That's
address
how
that
you
shit.
get past the
But then
platonic.
doesn't addressing it also like
because if you're sitting there,
damage it? Because now we know.
Nah.
It depends on the relationship.
That's where the friend zone
So
comes
if you
in.
say, if like someone comes up to you, like your best friend, chick friend, and she's like, Mike, you know what? I actually have feelings for you. Isn't that now trying to move on?
Sometimes you guys might need to smash for you guys to get to platonic.
Yeah.
So that you understand. Okay, fine, we
friends.
smash. Whatever. We're just friends.
Yeah.
It didn't
Because
work
you've got
out.
different combinations. It sounds like what Silo is saying, where you got to smash the person if
To
it's
understand.
consensual and mutual to know that actually, no, it was just that feeling. It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other times you address it verbally. You're like, yo, I see there's a vibe. We're heading somewhere, but I don't want that. Do you want that? No, I don't want that. Cool. We're buddies. Or it's body language where you understand it and you just, because some people are, touchy-feely type of people, and it doesn't mean anything. It's just the way they communicate.
It doesn't mean anything until
So
the
it's
next
up to the
person
person.
catches it.
Yeah.
Whether they respond to it or not, that's when you know it's platonic.
Yeah. So when it's not platonic, is that one of you is lying to yourselves about how you communicate your things, or you're like, oh, this person touched me 3 times in 2 minutes. It must mean something.
If it's ignored,
You know?
like, if you don't say it out loud and it's ignored, then just let it go. Once you do say it out loud, that's when you know where you
But
stand.
the world we live in is obviously shit stained, so we're gonna get those.
I mean, with situationships, which is what I'm trying to like figure out, is a platonic relationship even still
I
a thing?
thrive on situationships.
That is not a platonic
'Cause
relationship.
That's just like, it's
Mike thrives on broken girls.
what?
You thrive on broken girls.
He's the fixer.
Those are the only girls that can maintain a situationship.
What?
broken girls.
girls.
Yes.
Wow. What are you
And
trying,
broken,
what are you trying
and
to say about
sometimes,
party
and sometimes
time?
broken men.
Broken men. They don't fix each other, but
Yeah, you
it's
should guys.
something.
A song by Saba explains it well. It's called "Broken Girls," where
I
he
feel
talks
like
about that.
there was even like that video where the one guy was like, "Hey, I'm single, you're single," and the girl's like, "Yeah, I'm single too."
Let's be single.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
be single together, but like and
Singularly.
find somebody better.
Singularly.
Yeah, we're singularly together. You get me?
Yeah, that would drive most women crazy.
But you see, that's not platonic. That's like a situation you create.
Yeah, that's a situation.
For me, that's more of a sexual relationship.
That's hunger.
Where it's, like
know?
platonic is literally like is purely just spiritual like connection with
Yeah,
someone. Like
yeah.
you're just not like
That's my
they
nigga.
could literally whip their dick in front of you like this, and you're just not gonna care. You'll be like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, nice dick,
For
and
me,
then you're gonna
like,
continue
that
watching.
platonic is like, I'm gonna whip my dick out, and my friend that's a girl will be like, let me go find somebody to suck this dick. That's platonic. to me.
Yeah, that's some real
platonic.
platonic.
Okay,
shit.
yeah, no,
platonic.
true.
That's
That's at a molecular level. Platonic.
just FYI to my cultured swine fans, I am sitting in a room with 3-4 men, and myself talking about platonic relationships.
Hey, there's another woman in
Obviously,
the
they're
corner.
gonna sway the shit towards them to favor them.
But do you disagree?
No, I don't.
Then what's the problem? Why are you
I'm
creating a
just
problem?
saying, there's gonna
You
be a
hate
point.
you hate it
There's
when
gonna be
we're
a
right.
point where I disagree, and I just need them to know that hey, I'm by myself, and there's 4 of these motherfuckers.
You just hate it when we're right.
Party time, it's your show. It's your
but
show.
it's the swine.
No,
Yeah.
but like, I personally I appreciate platonic relationships. I've always just been attracted to being friends with men over being friends with women, merely because women just have a lot of drama.
They have a lot of fucking.
We've heard this a
And
lot
men-
from women.
Yeah, no, true, because that's how true.
We
it
wonder
is.
how men deal with this.
And like with the man, with being friends with a dude, they get to like, it's like a sponge. They get to just suck that drama away. Like you try bring up the drama, and they just like, no, we don't have time for this. Just let's move. Let's like carefully move on to something.
They
else.
give you a man's perspective without wanting anything from you.
And I like. I mean, I'm a
Yeah.
person that I'm attracted to like perspectives. I don't like just having one point of view, especially with
Yeah.
women. If you're in a group with women, all you're gonna get is one point of view. Everyone's gonna fill you up and be like, nobody shouldn't have time. And it's like, give me another perspective of like how things are meant to go down and like situations and all that crap.
But like Lungelo, when it comes to like your craft and your music, how often does like platonicness work in, or is it a situationship, or like
Especially
does this
like
stuff
featuring
make your music?
featuring female artists
like
on
making
your,
So you're saying working with these artists?
not even working
Or
with
in
them,
my
but
life.
like having them
Just
in
in
your
life.
music, having like Noma Kuku in your interludes and stuff.
Well, with me, it's like because I don't want to make it seem like I'm a social worker or some shit, but like because I'm basing my music on figuring shit out in my life, these things come up, where like Cape Town days, I was the guy on guitar who, when you're at the showcase, I'm playing the guitar, and now this thing always happens.
Yeah,
as
that
an artist,
guy.
bruh. Girls like they just see the idea of you. And you become the guy, oh, Lungelo Fetu, if you could just come home, Fetu, I don't want to do anything. You just sit on the bed and you serenade me to sleep, and you're that guy. So it's
Yeah,
like-
that's the thing, because it
men
comes,
sexualize
it comes from like
Yeah.
both perspectives. As a guy, you're
Yeah.
just that guy who just has one girlfriend and doesn't do anything else. From girls, you're just that guy I want to talk to all night.
Yeah,
so now you can't really break out of that. Your boy Wuti, I'm really feeling you out of this platonicness.
Yeah, so what happens is that like I find myself in a position where, okay, cool. If I was a different type of nigga, I would have just stuck on the path of getting laid from these shows, because I just capitalize off a corrupt system in that way. You know what I mean? Of just doing that as my thing. If I-
It's love.
yeah, boy, Leon.
Sure.
But it got to a point where I was like, ish, the toxicity and all of it started coming out. Where it's like, okay, cool, you vibe with someone and you vibe beyond one night and you start vibing with them, and then you realize that, okay, cool, this thing is, now you're dealing with a person now, personalities start clashing, and you see, okay, would I have chosen this person if I wasn't performing, first of all?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you realize, okay, cool, let's change the way that I even engage women.
There's a realness to it.
Yeah, so what I practice is that I try to always be the person in songs that I am in real life. So if I'm working with someone and I vibe with you, if I meet you as an artist, you will always be that artist. You will be artist zoned. You know what I mean? And I will not cross that boundary until we have that conversation as human beings. And that's how I approach it, to keep things neat and tidy, and to practice a culture for myself. That's what I do. So if I'm working with a female artist, more likely than not is because I fucks with their craft. That's why someone like Noma Kuku or Yashna is on my music, because it's like I fucks with their sound. You know what I mean? And if you listen to their shit, you'll know that person is also dope, and that's the basis of the connection. Yeah, that's what I can say pretty much about that.
You're what's this top 8 finalist thing you just posted on home cook sessions?
Yeah. So it's been a crazy 3 weeks, man. Like I've had like the craziest sort of like weird ass mini blow up in my mind. You know what I mean? Getting daps from a bunch of people that are pretty hectic, and in that, what I was just doing on my side was just pushing my brand. So one of the things that came about was this thing called Home Cook Sessions, hosted by a respected guy, Raheem Kemet, who's a heavy rapper, You know, he hosts this event, much like the format of My Connect, but it's done in a more organic sort of to wrap up perspectives, where he's bringing together the best of local MCs, to bring them together to compete. You know, we're at the finalist stage now, where the winner gets an exchange trip to go to Seoul in South Korea to meet up with a group called Black Moss, who been pushing that side, and you get to, you know, go there and exchange, network, meet people, soak in the scene. So yeah, it's going to be like a major event that's coming up on the 13th of September at Station Drive, at the brewing company there. So it's going to be a vibe where it's going to be a cipher, you know, challenges between passing the bar, you know, dropping verses and shit, performances, and from 8 it'll come down to 1, and that one person gets the trip, man.
Yeah,
So
that sounds really nice. But
Yeah.
like, obviously, a lot of people really don't hear, especially as like an artist or like coming straight out of high school,
yeah,
where you don't know anybody in the game or whatever.
yeah.
How does somebody get to understand or know that there's like competitions like this where you're making music? There's an opportunity for me to go to Korea and people can hear my shit.
Yeah.
How come in Durban like nobody really gets that, or it's hard to find per se?
Yeah, I would say visibility is a big issue in the city. You know, there's not a lot of sharing of information because of the lack of the structures to help musicians, like a production house, a studio, a Red Bull or a Samro, like in terms of the headquarters. All that shit is in Jersey. You know what I mean? What you find is it's created the culture of people stay in their camps and they work in their camps until their camp gets big enough to make noise in the city. What it means is, as an independent artist, you take your career into your own hands, bro. Like, you gotta find this shit out yourself.
That's my next question.
Google is your friend. There's always shit happening to get you across the border before you blow up in the
and
city.
network the fuck out of shit. If you're a rapper, rap for everybody who says I am in the game and you
And
believe that they
Lungelo
do
is
this.
bye. You see him at the corner of every single gig, bro.
Exactly.
At the corner of
Be
every
out
single
there.
gig.
Be
Sure,
out there.
That's
Be
big,
out
though.
there.
Yeah, bro. I'm not working. Even if I'm not performing, I'm just out there to see what's happening. You know, because you find that that's our office space as the artist. When you're at the club, you know, if the Captain, the Dragon, or Party Time is there, it's a vibe. It's a turn up. When I'm at the club, I'm looking at how people coming in, how many people come to this venue.
Who is
How's
that
the sound?
person?
What's the sound like? Who's performing? How's their performance? Which performance do they react to? I'm looking at all those stats in my head, trying to figure out how to work on my brand. In that moment.
Quantify.
Which is why I gotta stay sober until like 11 and then have his score. You know what I mean? Until,
Yeah,
like, I
because
feel
you're
like
not a robot.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also want to live, you know?
Mm.
But that's how I go about it. And you'll find that, like, for example, with Tembisi when I made that track, it wasn't that, like, I knew where to go. Noma Kuku, who I'd known from high school through TYC and these things, hit me up one day when I was back in Durban, like, oh, there's someone I want you to meet. Who's this person? I go to T-Bag's place. T-Bag's having a party at his crib, just a chiller, see? Reefy Sings is there. I think I went there a bit before Robin Third Floor was there, you know? And I recorded Timbisi there because T-Bag's that kind of guy who will just open his space up
And
to
there's
you.
networking.
And from what
doing
he
everything.
heard, he felt like, cool, it's a vibe. Let's fucks with it. And then it became a thing, you know? So it's about how you push, bro.
So, Manzi, Lungelo, H2O. Are you ready to play?
I got that water. I got that water.
Are you ready to play Truth or Drink?
As long as you're drinking water.
It's
We
not
don't know
that
what
type of
that
show.
is. We
It's
don't
not
know
that
what
type
that
of
is.
Let's get it
show.
light. Let's get him a beer.
He's got it. He's got
Okay.
it.
It's a beer. It's only a beer. It's not shots.
It's
It is
open.
It's drink of the day.
Facts, guys, it's open.
So, the captain, you're going to lead this one.
Let me take the reins on this bitch. So,
Wait, what's the rules of the game?
So,
The rules of the game are you play.
so basically, we're going to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like answering with the honest truth and nothing but the truth, then you have to drink your beverage.
Okay, so these questions are not drink friendly, I guess.
Listen.
we get wild sometimes.
Who's going first?
No, the
Nah.
captain is asking the
They're
questions
all
today.
going towards Mr. Water.
Can I give the captain more questions?
You
No,
can. You can. I might
Real
go
no
through
questions?
brief.
These
We'll
are
get-
very real questions.
These are platonic questions. We'll get to the dragon and get deeper.
We're gonna ask you
questions.
some
Awesome.
questions platonically.
Get your mind flowing, dragon. Get your mind flowing.
Go, Captain, go.
So
Inga,
I
say
just
about
want to
that.
know,
Yeah.
out of all things, have you ever been arrested?
Oh, and if you answer yes, then you have to tell us the story.
You get
Does
me?
it count if I'm like arrested because we're in the car, the driver's in, and then we go to that process?
Yes.
If
Then
you
you
tell
weren't
us the
arrested
story.
personally,
Yo, but that's a hectic story, guys. Yo,
I want to
Tell
know
us.
personally if he's been arrested
no,
because of
I have
his
not
fault.
been
See, Chele.
I have not-
Handcuffed
yeah, I
and
haven't had
like
to get
put
bail for
behind.
myself. I have been a part of niggas that I'm with getting bail, and then we'd have to get their bail sorted out. That's what I've been about.
Okay, no,
That's the
I
truth.
don't want to hear that.
That's the truth. That's the truth. That's
Pretty wild
Oh,
story
wait.
though.
Question 2.
Question 2. What is your favorite porn category?
Whoa, okay, cool. We are in it. We are in the game. Okay, I will say I don't have one. Here's the reason. I don't like whatever algorithm. You know how YouTube picks your videos?
Yeah.
I hate porn shit because I just want to see black girls and big asses. You know, that's my vibe. But when you go to the black category, they show you like this fucked up, like
Yeah, it's always like not professional.
yeah, like these like weird ass
Nice,
like.
why all the
Why
white chicks like always nicely like tanned
Nah.
and nicely
I don't know. I don't watch
shaven and-
porn.
Oh fuck you! And then the
Lungelo, you don't know how to search.
Clearly, bro, I don't know these keyword plugs.
Lungelo, drink.
you just go straight into it.
Yeah, I'm just like in and out, bro. Just
Drink,
give me what I need.
drink,
and
drink.
I'm gone.
Oh
Drink.
wait, question 3.
Keep trying. Okay. So
But I'll
another
answer that. I don't know
question.
why I'm drinking that. I felt
You did not answer that. If you don't have a key answer, you
Wait.
drink.
Key answer.
You drink. So, next question is: name a sexual position you haven't tried.
Who? Yo, I don't even know the names of these things, bro.
Act
For
it
the ones
out.
I haven't tried. What haven't I tried?
That was a little too loud, party time.
You're a little too loud.
That I have not tried.
That you have not tried.
I don't know, bro. I haven't tried like. I haven't tried like
Ain't
fucking on the beach, bro. That's one of the things I haven't done.
Listen, Shabbat.
Yeah, that's what I think about.
I need
That's
that
what I think
experience
about.
in my life.
Yeah, I haven't tried.
Some
Yeah,
Shout out to
guys,
that
you
private
haven't
beach in
done
Lucia.
that?
No, I have not. I won't lie. I've been a
Dude,
very.
no one wants to
That's
fucking
like
sad,
the rite
nigga.
of
Yeah.
passage to any
I feel
other
like you need a lot
day.
of admin to get that
What?
sorted. You know, you need to accept
No.
people to get sand, and that's your life. Like,
Obviously,
didn't
you need
answer
to
me.
plan ahead, nigga. You need
still
to
didn't
get
answer
some
me.
Plan ahead, I
towels.
must say. man.
yeah,
Get some
I don't know what
cushion.
your
Women love
position,
sex
bro.
more than niggas. Bitches need to plan for sex.
Yeah, no,
I'm tired of this shit. Look, if it's
Ah,
feeling
Captain,
plan, I
please
mean,
continue.
Guinea.
Please
I guess
go on.
Lungelo's drinking. Let me see you drink.
yeah, bro.
Niggas getting lively now. Okay. Next question. Ooh, when was your last serious relationship?
Ooh.
This is party
Serious
time question.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
I'm putting it all in party time. I go wilder.
It's actually been a while, bro. I won't even lie. Like, and that's just out of practicality. Like,
What you mean?
yeah, dog. I don't have time.
Ushimile,
I don't have
put. Yeah, his dump is halfway now.
Hey, yo, look at this, guys. It's like you passed the neck of the bottle. Like,
He's surviving on situationships.
yeah, bro. Story of every starving artist out there.
How many hoodies have you gotten stolen this year?
Bro, I don't have any. This is like my last one. Yeah, I got like 2 left. This is an Adidas. And then it's gone.
Disclaimer: he's wearing a hoodie right now.
It's not.
It's gonna be gone in 2
You know,
weeks.
the only thing attracted to you is your hoodie. It's like, oh, they have
I
Don't
just
go
want
out,
my
bro.
hoodie.
you know.
But yeah. Next question: what is your body count?
Ah, guys, this is hectic.
Boom,
I feel like
boom,
I should only tell
boom,
this to
boom.
my counselor at the HIV
Your
place.
counselor.
At
Puza.
the HIV place.
Puza. Kumunga na number.
No, I'm very low, guys. My body count is very low. I can count them on my hands.
But I'd rather
I'll take
drink.
that as an answer.
But I'd
Yes.
rather
I'll take
drink.
that
No,
as
that's
an
not an
answer.
answer. No. You asked for a number.
Man.
For me, what are you gonna do?
He's
This
got a
No,
rip.
that's not
No,
my
He's
okay.
got a
number, guys.
rip.
Then you
To
must
have
drink.
as a
Then you
rapper.
must.
It must have some mystique, guys. They must
Yeah,
think
dude, I heard that.
that was like a sound bite.
And it was so bad.
It was like bum 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 bum.
Dude.
That was crazy.
Oh.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
You're gonna have that at the
No.
show as a sound now.
Dude, clearly we need some sound effects. Clearly we need some sound effects on the
But,
show.
Nah, I mean, I get you.
Where's Ishiko? Oh,
Aye.
wow. Away. Okay, you're not
Away.
drinking. We're taking that as his answer.
No, I took it as his answer. A
I
handful
drank for
is
the power.
enough.
'cause now-
Away.
One handful or two handfuls?
What does that mean?
As in one hand.
As in one
Cut them
handful.
on one hand or two hands.
Oh, did you do what as another Christian? Yeah, 2 handfuls, not
Yeah, 2 handfuls.
a hand and some change.
You get you in your early 20s. That's enough.
2 handfuls.
That's enough.
Away.
What did he think he was
Alright.
I
asking?
don't know. That's why my brain is going crazy. I was like, what do you mean? If this is another Christian, what does
Alright.
2 handfuls mean?
Okay.
Bruh, I don't
Okay.
know.
So,
Captain.
Let's leave
Mr.
that
Water,
aside.
Mr. Drip,
Yeah.
what was the last lie you told?
What was that?
Last lie you told.
That it was 2 handfuls.
The last lie I told was, yeah, bro, we'll get that feature in. It's cool.
That you get what?
Then we'll get
People
that
like
feature.
Lungelo that don't make things work.
No. The thing is, let me tell these artists out there a secret. if I don't know you or we don't know each other, and
I don't know your
it
music.
doesn't matter if you're big, if you're not famous doesn't matter. If we meet, and the first thing you say to me is, "What's up, bro? Dig your sets. Let's get to work, bro. I'm gonna send you some stuff." We're not gonna work, bro. It's because that's not how it works. You know what I mean? You need some kind of synergy, some kind of foundation. Doesn't have to be
The
we don't- Yeah, we don't have to
vibes.
be best friends, but
The
you gotta have
vibes.
some sense of understanding that I know where you're going. You could be
And
singing
you
about.
feel the.
I think you just need to drink
you
for
could be singing
lying.
about some toxic ass shit that I don't co-sign, and now
Yeah.
because you sent me a dope ass beat, I'm gonna write to it, and then you send me that, and the next thing we got a problem now.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that was the last lie I told her.
Okay, I get you. Next question. When did you lose your virginity?
So man, how do you come up with these questions?
Bro,
Me
my life
fucking
CVs
my
out here.
other friend.
How did I?
Me fucking my other
When?
friend.
Not how.
Oh, when? Oh, okay.
When?
When?
I want to put you on the
What
spot
year
like
was that?
It
I lost
a
my
doggy
grid.
style moment.
17, I'm 26 now. 17 was... Hey.
Are you 26?
Are you keeping it
In October.
I'm literally thinking that he's out here like my age.
Like 23 nyana, you get me?
I'm literally
I'm a
thinking you're
young
like
soul.
my age, dog. What the hell?
No, guys. Yeah.
What the hell? You should be a father.
That's the conversation I'm having these days. People like look at me like, dude, you don't have a kid? I'm like, yeah. Like, duh. Kids are expensive, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't get that. I hate that like thought, bro. Like, kids are expensive. How am I?
This
how am I
is
gonna just have a
weird
kid?
now.
But side
This thing is
note.
gonna be me. Like,
Side
yo,
note. You didn't
Mike,
answer me.
do you have a kid? Mike,
They're expensive, bro.
do you have a kid?
I don't have a kid. I'm too young for a kid.
And I've been surrounded
No,
by
you guys don't have kids that you know of.
Aye, party
What's
time.
supposed to the party
Aye,
time?
party time.
That's a bit
It's
too real.
bullshit.
That's a bit too real, bro.
La lela.
I don't need a kid coming back
All
to
of
the
us,
Corner,
story.
yeah,
they
or
guns and they
responsible
roam
men
around this world and guys
That throw it in a circle.
You guys chime in too hard.
We are responsible.
Away,
Are you
Circle here.
answering or
We're
are you
responsible
drinking?
sexual players. We know what to
Captain,
do.
how many questions you got left there?
How many condoms does he
There's
have?
one
Does he have
more
a condom on him?
Away,
Oh,
ask-
that's a nice question.
Do you
Right
have
now.
a condom on you,
Do you have
Captain?
a condom on you
No, I
right
don't.
now
No,
on
I
your
don't right
possession?
now.
how?
It's very irresponsible.
So
right
if it gets lit, what's happening?
Still, do you have a condom on you?
now. It's a young Uber to the garage. Get
my
back to the
studio.
crib. Get back to that ass. This is how it is.
Uber to the garage.
Away, Mike, ask the last question, please.
That's what we
The
do.
dragon's questions are
No,
fire.
he stays safe.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
All right, all right,
Away,
all right.
last question.
Oh, well?
Last question from party time.
It's a
I don't
dope
know,
ass
the dragon
Why is
might
it for
cook up
party
something.
time?
It's party time's questions, but if there was one friend you would date,
Why is this party
who would it
time's
be?
question?
Yo.
Ooh, yes.
He drank
He drank.
He drank.
He drank. He drank.
like a bitch ass nigga, like a bitch
Pew, pew,
ass
pew, pew,
nigga.
pew.
That one he could not.
Thank you for truth or dare. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Away.
No, do you have any more questions? Alright,
Oh.
no, it's cool.
Yes, no, what?
I don't mind playing. It's cool. Dragon said he had some questions. Did you have questions, Dragon?
answering the question.
Hey, that's live.
So is it another one bites the dust?
No,
Another one who bites the dust. Take
Another one.
No, but mom.
No.
It's like, dude.
Just
You know what
just end.
I mean?
Okay, cool.
Away. Another one bites the dust. Thank you very much, Lungelo Manzi, for joining us.
For truth or drink.
Angizazi ezawamanzi ngiyazi ukuthi unonkululeko uqomazitha unyoka yebululu abantu.
Yeah.
Hey, it's real out here, but angizazi ezinye, but I will get them out.
And where can these people follow you?
First thing, go to my website lungelomanzi.com. You'll find my music. Click on my artwork. You go to the streaming sites, so Apple's, your Spotify's, your YouTube's, whatever you want to do.
Let's go.
If you type Lungelo Manzi anywhere, you'll find me on that social. Besides, like MySpace and all these other things.
How do you spell your surname?
Manzi. Spell a Manzi, take away the A.
And
first
guys, don't be afraid to like DM in platonically.
With consent.
With consent.
And download his EPs. Please don't forget to go on our social medias. Deeply Rooted Durban.
/
I feel like I want to do you guys sound bites. Radio DR.
Yeah.
RadioDR.co.za.
Let us give us.
No,
Yeah,
not today,
please
guys.
give us a
Wait.
bit of.
Give me acapella for Senzeni.
No. As party time, I am asking for Sia Pambili, the first verse and the chorus.
Okay. My voice is so gone, but
It's
fine.
fine.
It's fine. Don't it feel like money when I come through? Like some money in the bag when you come close.
Hey.
Still feels kind of funny when I run through.
Yeah.
On my way uptown, niggas turn cold.
Yeah.
Had a few good summers with the turncoats. Turned a few bad moves to a good food.
Hey.
Good love, Mickey D's in a good mood.
Yeah.
Niggas green with the envy of the host do. I left you niggas on the corner with the compost. Two-stepping for the rain to a pot of gold.
Yeah.
Two-stepping for the rain to a pot of room. With my lover singing lyrics in the front row.
Yeah.
And in the front row, the frequency on Tai Chi. The vibe be killing these niggas politely. By high key, giving these niggas the light see. It might be new for these niggas in tight chings and pipe dream. Frequency on hype beast. Your mind be killing these visions of mine. See when I keep giving you niggas the IV and ID. See for you niggas and light tees behind me. Sia Pambili, Sia Pambili, Pambili, Sia Pambili. Gotta pay me for the rest though.
Yes! And that's how we close up
Hey.
episode 6.
Shout out one time.
Go.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
It's nice, it's been good, it's been dope. It's party time.
It's the captain. What it do, baby?
I need to have a.
And it's the dragon.
Dragon is somewhere lost.
Dragon, do you wanna follow Lisa?
Take two.
It's party time.
It's always love. Wait, it's always love. That verse is fucking good lord.
Dude, fire.
He should not be the
I
dragon.
spit fire,
He should
but
be the
goddamn,
dragon.
sir.
Away, guys.
Thank
Again
you
next
so
time.
much. And party time will give you the fucking end notes.
Bye.
Bye.
What do you do, baby?
What it do, baby?
Okay, sure. RadioDR.co.za.